Hello and welcome to this meshing video. Today we will be looking to mesh the impeller of the FDA blood pump. The details on the geometry, flow conditions for CFD and the experimental results can be downloaded from the website given in the description. This would be a two-part video series. In the first part, I will be meshing the region around the rotor blade and will extend the blocks to the inlet and outlet in the second part. I will import the model in STL format into the workspace. The original IGS file was surface meshed in CADFix and exported to STL format. Since the whole geometry is a single surface, it has to be split into individual surfaces. I am using the feature angle to split the surface. This tool automatically traces all the closed feature curves in the model and splits them into individual pieces. The model is now split into 9 surfaces, and each of them are shown in different color. The initial surface preparation is now done, so we start creating the blocks. This is the region where we will be building the mesh in this first part of the video. The blocking approach has 4 major steps. 1. The initial step to create a 2D profile. 2. Sweep the profile about z-axis by 90 degrees to create blocks. 3. Create an O-grid block structure for the rotor hub, around the blades and the housing. And finally, improve the quality of the grid using internal wraps around the blade. The first step is to create block face which passes through the center of a rotor blade. Next, I am splitting the face around each visible part of the model, that is the hub, blade and the housing. The faces outside of the mesh domain and the faces which are in the solid part of the geometry are deleted except for the blade region. We can delete it once we sweep the faces. Before proceeding to the next step, I will group the edges which represent the hub, rotor blade and disc in separate corner groups. This would come in handy while creating an O-grid block structure for the hub and the blade. The next step is to sweep these block faces by 90 degree with 2 copies using copy plus rotate option. The first copy will be placed at the center of the 2 blades and the second copy at the center of the adjacent blade. The third step is to create an O-grid block structure for the hub, housing and the rotor. The newly created faces are automatically added to the existing corner groups, so we can select each of the groups and create O-grid structure one by one. First, hub. Next, the housing. Finally, the rotor. For the rotor, we need to split the blocks to have a vertical face closer to both the blades. Since some of the edges of the split faces are passing through the blade, I am repositioning it such that they are placed outside the blade surface. This step is crucial for grid convergence, especially when the adjacent geometric faces are closer to each other. The blockage may not project on the correct side of the geometry. We have done the preliminary blocking for the rotor. Now the blocks which pass through the blades at either end of the periodic boundaries can be deleted. The final step in blocking is to create the O-grid block structure on the whole rotor using the corner groups grouped at step 1. The next step is to associate these block faces to their corresponding surfaces using the generic button. The periodic faces can be associated using the periodic button, which would create a representative surface as shown here. Let's check the validity of the topology. The topology is valid to generate the grid. Before proceeding with the grid generation, let's increase the grid resolution by modifying the density of the block edges and by splitting the blocks. We may have to modify the block structure, as we can see that the arc length at the rotor rim is twice the length at the rotor hub. This may not be a big issue, but the density concentration in the hub would increase proportional to the increase in density at the end of the rotor. To compensate this length, let me group these faces and split them with an internal wrap, so that the number of blocks can be increased at the rim without affecting the hub. The rest of the densities I am increasing with the help of grid preview. The grid preview gives us a cell view based on the edge densities. This is just a visual approximation. The grid generator takes this as an initial condition and smooths the grid further. The grid generation process was run for about 5000 sweeps, and the corresponding output grid would look like as shown here. Overall, the grid looks good except at the rotor rim fillet region, where the grid cells are squeezed. To smooth them out, we need to increase the grid resolution around the rotor rim and the blade fillet. Before modifying the topology, I am aligning the topology blocks to the grid nodes so that when we run the grid generator next time, the convergence time is reduced significantly. The tool has to be used with caution, since it may also increase the surface folds if the blocks cut across the concave region of the geometry. It's better to avoid grid align in such regions. To improve the grid quality, first I am splitting the blocks near the rim and on the fillet and repositioning them using the edge length button. Next, I am grouping and wrapping the internal faces on the disc such that they hold the grid points around the fillet. Once I run the grid generator again for about 5000 sweeps, and the corresponding output grid would look like as shown here. Now the grid cells are smoothened out well around the rotor rim region. Before concluding this video, we can convert this periodic topology to full topology so that we can extend them to the inlet and the outlet in the next video. The rotate option under the transform button converts the periodic topology to full topology with a click of a button. With this, we have come to the end of the video. In the next video, we will discuss about how to extend this topology to address the inlet and the outlet region of the geometry. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions on the steps or any comments, feel free to leave below. You could also write to us if you want us to post tutorials on any specific geometries. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter or Facebook to keep yourself updated on our new features and developments. The social media links can be found in the description. Do subscribe to the channel to get updates on new videos.